So I've got 10 questions that I've put together on my iPad here that you don't know.
I know.
I'm just going to ask them. I want honest, straightforward answers.
Okay,
So
yeah.
I'm going to take you right back to the beginning here.
Yeah.
This is pre-Tidy Track. So in your very early days, you were often mistaken for a homosexual, which was due to living with a gay man, working in a gay menswear shop. You then went on to work in a gay sauna, and you were very openly a fan of the Village People, and you went to a lot of gay clubs. Is it fair to say that people had a point in believing you're homosexual at that time? I think we need to cover that off.
Yeah, they did have a valid point after you've listed all those things. What happened was I left school in 1981, but prior to that, in 78, I got into disco music when everybody else was into punk. So I was wearing red trousers and satin jackets, listening to the Village People and Crown Heights Affair and the Gibson Brothers, while everybody was pogoing. So I had a bad reputation at school. I was called Gay Boy Marlowe, all you gayer, bummer, bender, all those words, which were quite hurtful at the time. In fact, I used to actually play on it to try and... I was being bullied.
You were being, yeah, indeed.
And
you had a briefcase at school, I believe.
I had a briefcase. Everybody has had sports bags, and I had a briefcase with the Village People written on. So yeah, I was bullied at school because they thought I was gay, but I wasn't. And then in 1981, I met my wife.
Yes.
And proved to the whole world that I was straight.
Yes.
Held my head up high, kissing girls I was in 81, making love to them in 84.
Is that illegal? But you were quite a provocative young man.
Yeah.
You know, with the briefcase, you then went on to the Madness days. You walked around the town centre dressed as Chess Smash.
Yeah.
So you've always been quite extrovert.
Yes. I think an extrovert, but definitely not gay.
Fine. Okay, so as a pretend homosexual, listening to High Energy and going to see Tony V at the Dome in Birmingham, did this sow the seeds for Tidy Tracks when you were listening to High Energy and Tony at the Dome?
So from disco, I became a DJ in 1982. I started playing High Energy in 83, 84, which was deemed to be gay music.
Yes.
I used to go to gay clubs with my wife and other friends who were straight. We went to gay clubs because the music was better. It was faster. While everybody was dancing to Cameo at 114 BPM, we were dancing to 128 BPM, High Energy. So yeah, and I followed Tony V from 1983 onwards. I saw him at the Dome in Birmingham in 85. So, and also I followed the same route as Tony V and Andy Farley. We all played the same music in the 80s, and then we all went into house music, hard house, techno, rave as it was called. So yes, the seeds were sown from the mid-80s through the gay clubs, because Tidy Tracks was a gay label. We used to go to Trade, and that's where the music comes from. So there's no question there. It definitely sowed the seed.
Good. Okay. Now we'll be playing the Opera House as was, which is now the O2 Arena, on the 2nd of June. Can you recall your best moment at the Opera House? Well,
there's two best moments at the Opera House. The first one was the very first time we played. I remember we'd always wanted to play Slinky and play the Opera House, and we walked into the club. There must have been about 2,000 people in there, and we were following Eddie Halliwell. And as we walked into the back door, it was although it's a big club, it was hot, sweaty, everybody was going for it. And I remember Eddie was scratching over the top of the Dawn when we walked in. Went on the stage. There was a massive cheer when we come up because it was our first gig. So I'll never forget the first time we walked in there. And my other favourite time was when the last time we did the Big Night Out, where we wore the blue suits. We had a pizza delivered on the stage. So the Big Night Out that we did there, and also the first time.
We've met many clubbers, many clubbers on our travels. So just fast forward a bit. When you're 65 years old, and you really can't be DJing any longer, who are the 3 clubbers that you will remember fondly that you've met in your
travels? That's a very good question. The 3 clubbers I'd always remember. I mean, you've got people like Dean Gleed, who's just... it seems that every gig we turn up, he's there, which is a good thing. But then you've got Steve Wise, you see. Now, Steve Wise, as many Hard House clubbers know, when he wears that sailor's outfit, cut off, and he's dressed up as half lady, half man, half robot, he's just, so Steve Wise is definitely, I would say, if I had to do a video clip of the Tidy days, I would always make sure that Steve Wise as a clubber is included on that clip, because his face sums up.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I would, Tidy Princess, for me, who is Kim Ayres, or Princess Tidy. So Kim, and it's brilliant that we've got her back at the Opera House.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Steve Wise, but also accompanying Steve Wise is Grandad.
Yeah, Grandad's always there. And you got people like Jules, as he's known, Julian, who's always at every gig.
Yeah, saw him at Birmingham Subway City weekend.
I mean, we could sit here and probably list 100 top clubbers, and without them it wouldn't be so much fun. But yeah, I think if I had to choose one, iconically it'd be Steve. But you're right, Kim Ayres, she was there, I think, when she was about 8 years old.
More slightly humorous question: if you were to pick a fight with a Hard House DJ, who would it be? You're gonna have a fight with a Hard House DJ, proper fight.
A proper fight.
And you could win. Who are you gonna pick on? Who are you gonna fight? Because we have provoked a few DJs in our time, but who are you gonna fight?
I can't pick on Sham, can I?
No, you can't pick on Sham.
I'm gonna fight John Bishop.
John Bishop.
I'm gonna fight John Bishop because I enjoy fighting John Bishop, and once you did have a fight with John Bishop.
I did.
We were in Birmingham once, and I think John Bishop, we love John Bishop. There's this sort of love. We always pick on each other when we go to America and he come over here. But when John Bishop picked on you once in Birmingham,
it was just annoying me.
He was annoying you, and he just kicked him like you do at school when you kick a friend. He kicked him, and he went down. No reason. So John Bishop was on the floor, and he kicked him. So I would help you have a fight with John Bishop.
You hold him down. I'll punch him. How much longer do you think you will be able to DJ before it just looks awkward? How many more years before it really, you just can't be in that?
It's a good question, actually. But then I often think that, and some nights I go out and I think, time to give up. Look, you're 47, and you know what? I turn up at a gig and I see E&M. I see E&M and I think everything's all right. I've got a long way to go yet.
Okay. Okay. Final question. You got emotional at the final Friday Weekender.
Yeah.
Would you say that Prestatyn will be hard to ever beat in your clubbing lifetime?
Prestatyn won't be beaten, I don't think, because it's obviously not. It's not. Prestatyn was personal to Tidy and us and the people that went, and that's what I love about it. You can say there's Air in Birmingham, there's Cream. A lot of people went to those. Non-clubbers. It became a tourist attraction to go to Cream, to go to Ministry of Sound, to go to Global Gathering. Tourists go there, not just clubbers. What I love about Prestatyn, it was like a big 3,000 people that were your family. And what I liked about it is we locked the doors and we had a party and nobody knew about it. So nothing will beat Prestatyn. I think, as I lay in my coffin, I'll just shut my eyes and see them gates with a P on it. Prestatyn was my favourite place to DJ.
Well, there you go. That was Andy on Ammo as part of our podcast series. We will see you, hopefully, on the 2nd of June for the Opera House reunion at the O2 in Bournemouth. There is the flyer. For us, this will be the gig of the year. Hope to see you there.